So we are back. It is a good Sunday. It's been a good weekend of football. I am
Absolutely.
joined I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend. He's quite literally a myth. The long-haired Yeti. People are still trying to look for him. Some people think they've seen him, but it's still out. It's still up in the air. Nobody knows. But how are you doing, man?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm annoyed at the way our game went, to be honest.
Hmm.
Really annoyed. We just didn't do the things that we needed to do. And it just, oh man, I saw that as a win.
Hmm.
And, we just, I don't know if you watched it, but man,
Hmm. Yeah.
disgusted.
Yeah, it looked like it was one of those where for your game, I sort of thought if it would have been your game to lose in every shape or form and aspect
Mm,
if it was De Zerbi coming to town with all of this experimentation nonsense. But actually looked like he went and fielded a team that made
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
It made a bit of sense. Um, Obviously on a different day, maybe some of your chances, bit of Hail Mary at the end, you probably end up
Mm.
getting that
The
break.
thing is, in the first half, we scored, and I've had loads of Forest fans say we scored too early. But what does that even mean? If you get a chance to score, you take it. What do you do? Not bother taking it, so you can might get one later on. If you get a chance to score, you score, don't you?
Mm,
And then it was like we kind of sort of let Brighton play after
mm,
that. We sort of was on the halfway line, and we did the low block thing again, and we just kept letting them play.
mm,
And we had all the passion at the end of the second in the second half, but just not the quality.
mm.
Just
Yeah,
that's simply the story there.
I think it's one of those who sort of left it a little too late. And
Mm,
for the people saying that if you score too early, sort of thing, there's alternative ways in which you could,
mm,
end the game, perhaps like United did. Because I mean, we scored as also in the third minute,
yeah,
courtesy of what probably one of the
amazing goal,
most unbelievable strikes I have
amazing
ever
goal,
seen in my life.
amazing goal. I was doing a watch
Oh
long and
my
I missed it.
god. It was absolutely unbelievable. I think
Amazing
it's
goal.
half of those Everton fans were just like, what the hell
And
have we
that's what
just
you do,
seen?
innit? You've got to silence the
Yeah.
crowd. And that's exactly what you did with that goal.
Yeah, it's one of those sort of shell shocked starts to a game, but I think we sort of got into the habit, classic old United, this especially this season, just letting the opponents get back into the game a
Mm,
bit and having it favour more the home side. And if you were to just base it purely on the stats that you read by the statisticians, it looked like Everton got back and were the team on top. And you really do sort of
mm,
scratch your head and it's like, how have they not scored? And to be fair, based
yeah.
on the chances that they had and some of the times at which we gave the ball away quite cheaply, my God, it was like we got away with bloody murder to get away with a clean sheet
Mm,
there. You could have argued perhaps it could have been something like a 3-3. Like it probably would
yeah,
have been
yeah,
a fair, justified result. It being a three
yeah.
three, got away with murder there. Just going to quickly introduce our second guest, and just before I ask everybody
Yay.
around, how's everybody doing? Um, these guys,
Hi.
these
Hello.
two, these two here have been on a double match watch along for the Super Sunday coverage. None of that Sky Sports crap. That's not real Super Sunday. This right here is real Super Sunday. So make sure that you subscribe to both of these legends here.
I can't
I've
believe it,
got
John. The way he's gone down the line and he's completely fluffed it. He crossed the 6 yard line. He's taken on the defender. He's gone past him. He's shot. It's deflected. It's gone straight into the corner. And he's missed it, John. He's missed it. Sorry.
Make sure you subscribe to both of these legends here. The links to their channels is in the description of the
Fuzzy.
stream. It is down there. It's hyperlinked, so it's a nice, easy one click. Second click on the subscribe button. All of that good stuff. How are we doing, Wolf?
I'm all right, mate. I was watching with the Yets. I had a little bit of a stream with him, but I had to jump off and nibble something, man. I was hungry. I was gonna gnaw my own arm off. So,
Yeah.
so I got a packet of crisps and dinner in the oven. So yeah.
Yeah, he'll do that to you though. You do these like I believe with Yetis, just you start streaming at the start of the day, first game, and he just carries on and
5
goes
hours
on
later.
and on and
Yeah,
on.
5 hours
It's,
later.
it's like his gaming streams, man. It's just I look at his total stream time. It's just like, oh, you'll be streamed for about 3-4 hours. Man goes on nearly like a 24-hour charity stream, but that's his everyday stream. It's just second nature to him. But yeah, absolute workhorse when it comes to doing these watch alongs.
One day,
So
right?
big ups to him.
He's gonna ask me, "What do I think?" And you're just gonna see me with a skeleton just sitting there like that. All right, I thought Wolfie was with me there, but apparently not.
He was. Did you not see? Did you not notice the funeral procession when he passed away of old age there on the side? They lit all the candles. Did all of the what was it? The mortuary stuff. Do the embalming of
Yeah,
the
well, apparently
later,
Wolf's
right,
died,
later.
so he hasn't got an opinion anymore.
Basically, he just doesn't count anymore. We move on to the next.
But yeah, man. So
How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. It's been for everything that I enjoy in my spare time. It has been a absolutely smashing weekend. As far as I'm concerned with work, I work in retail, so I've had my hands full with Black Friday the whole weekend.
See, what did I
But
tell
man,
you?
everything,
What did I tell you?
everything is just sort of been fantastic. I mean, obviously football, lovely 3-0 result, and by the way, it's actually Erik Ten Hag's biggest away win since he's been in the job. So I mean, that can't be understated.
Should we tell people the secret to Black Friday? Because I used to work at PC World, and we had a room where we put all the crap.
Mm.
It was called a Black Friday room.
Mm.
You know, and then you bring it out, and it's all crap stuff, but they knock like a few quid off it. So
Yeah.
everybody then goes mental to go and buy it.
Why am I cheap crap now?
But what you do is you get your sale items. I saw a video of this. You get your sale items that on the sale price that they usually are, you stick an advertisement in front of it saying, "Oh, this is Black Friday special deal, big savings."
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same price.
Yeah.
It's the same price
Yeah.
as it would be as previously on your sale.
It's fucking mad, and that's why most of it gets returned in like a couple of weeks.
Well, thankfully with us, it's pretty much everything had a discount on it in store. So literally the whole store was at a discounted rate. So thankfully, it means that we do get our targets all done. So we ain't got no HR on our backs, thankfully. But yeah, man, great weekend of work, great weekend of football, great weekend of, because I watch wrestling. CM Punk's now back in WWE now. Shock horror. That and
Spoilers.
Gaming.
Spoilers. I'm still watching 2021 fucking WWE.
What's WWE?
So it's the wild. It's what is it? The World Wildlife Entertainment thing. It's
No,
like
UFC.
that's the WWF.
No.
That's the World Wildlife Federation.
It's like
they changed it.
It's like
The
UFC.
They had to, innit? They got taken to back.
It's like UFC, but minus the actual true fighting.
Yeah, it's like UFC, but just crapper.
Yeah.
Much crapper.
But man, it's been a good weekend for me. A really enjoyable weekend. But the football match, the second game that you guys did the watch along for. Once again, anybody watching, do be sure to go head over to Longhaired Yeti. Were you double streaming as well, Wolf, on your channel as well, or was it just on Yeti's?
No. I did bits and pieces on my channel on Saturday. It was just his yesterday. Today.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
asked him to turn up for the first game, but he says no because I don't like it.
No, I didn't.
So fuck off.
No, you liar.
That's what he
You
said
liar.
in
You, I
Instagram.
wasn't even in your. I was busy this afternoon. I wasn't even in your chat for the first game, so don't lie. I only got
He
3
said
after
you
half.
eat all my family, so I don't like it.
You ate all my family. You fucking donut.
But yeah, man, head over to the Long Edge Yetis cave for the stream on that and to catch up with all of the good chat there. This game, what do you make of it, based off of what you did see, but based off what you watched, and your thoughts on Manchester United? Because from my perspective, it looked as though it was one of those Manchester United don't play well, but you get some good chances and you take them. And we took more chances or more clear-cut chances than, say, we missed. And being on, say, the back foot on various extents of the game, and perhaps if you were to judge which footballing side was better, you could probably go with Everton. Would you say that they were really unlucky to not score a goal today? Because we rode our luck.
You did, but you defended well, though.
For me, I thought it was Andre Onana just save after save after save. I
Did
thought
Man
he was
United play
quite forward.
today?
Apparently.
Well, no, really. You for me, that early goal helped because me and Yeti were talking about this. That early goal, what a class goal, by the way. Lovely pass.
Oh
Unbelievable.
man, what?
I think
I finally managed to see it.
Yeah, eventually after about 8 times in the replay and missing it live, by the way. And but yeah, but the funny thing for me that because I think there's 2 key points here. The first one, like you just mentioned, was the fact of obviously you took your chances where obviously Everton didn't. The second one was well, I think the more primary one was that Garnacho goal early because it was a moment of quality. That's kind of something that shuts the opposition crowd up, even if you're at home or away in this case. Because one thing about it is that what you can't tell me that Goodison Park was bubbling and jumping up, and that killed the crowd. It genuinely did.
I'll tell you what, the way in which it's interesting you say if that is a wonder goal. Usually, if you get a team at home who concedes a goal early, but it's done by just getting outplayed or just passing ball between the lines and everything. Usually, the crowd response is, "Oh, what you do? Wake up, wake up!" If you just get a goal just out of nowhere, bicycle kick, absolute world class. Everyone's just like,
shit.
I mean, what do we even say to that? It's not like anybody could have done anything about it.
Not really.
Garnacho just said, "Fuck it, I'm going to channel my inner Wayne Rooney here and just bicycle kick this into the top bins."
I think his one was better than Rooney's, to be honest. His one was further out. So I know it's against City, but technically that one was better. But the thing is, like when the crowd went, like Yeti said, like they never really got the crowd back into the game. There was nothing. Because they like we were saying about Everton, they were trying, but there was no quality in what they did. You know what I mean? It looked laboured, it looked a bit sluggish, it looked a bit all over the place. You know, they were trying and hustling and bustling, but they weren't really getting anywhere. Man United did have a bit of luck when it comes to a couple of goal line clearances. Maybe if they were better finished, maybe they might not have. They might have conceded. But you lot were dogged defensively. You know what I mean? When there was holes to be plugged, you plugged them. Granted, it wasn't like the I think the scoreline flattered you lot a little bit because obviously 3-0 is a bit harsh on Everton because it tells a lie that you guys were all conquering and you weren't. But obviously because it's a game of 2 halves really. The battle was really in the first half. And in the second half, it was more how Man United counter-punched Everton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because realistically, once you scored that first goal, all the pressure is then on Everton. And that's how the game stayed. And because that's the one thing I will say. Man United, even though you had like, some dodgy defensive moments, the pressure was never like fully on you like it was on Everton. And I think that played right into Man United's hands. RCL, his penalty. Me and Jets were saying about if you leave your leg, a player's going to go over it. Yes, that's true, but it's still a soft penalty because you can still. Lennon's finished moving. Sorry, not Lennon. It was actually Young was finished moving by the time Martial had hit him. So it was obviously one of those where Martial was running at him deliberately and played for it. The third goal, good goal as well, by the way.
Yeah,
Nice
very good pass.
play and very good
Brilliant pass. Yeah.
Martial's finish is quite good as well, the way he dinks it over him. So like, but the second goal was really what killed the game. That was the one maybe ever. But overall, once that second goal went in, you kind of see the energy get sapped out. The quality, what quality there was gone, and it was just because for an Everton fan, I suppose it's the biggest kick in the teeth, really. That the game after you've just been docked 10 points, and like you got a goal like that to start with, and then your team can't quite engage the crowd. It's all backs to the walls then, and it's a nightmare scenario, really. But as I was saying to Yetz, and I'll say to you, Fuzz, you know, I mean, they're going to come across weaker teams than Man United at home. Not everyone's going to do that Garnacho strike. And because let's be honest, if Everton had got into that game for 10 minutes without conceding a goal, or even without scoring, like you said, the crowd would have got more energetic. They would have egged the team on. But when you watch a goal like that go in, it's just like, damn.
That was huge.
Yeah, it flattened them. It completely flattened them. It made it
silence the crowd.
It took the wind out of the sails before they even got it. And you could honestly say, even with the chances they were getting, even though they were playing good, because they never scored, they never really got going, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They were just a nearly team. And unfortunately, that's the way their luck's been over the last week or so. It's harsh, though, because if you're an Everton fan, it's a massive slap in the face. It really is. But
yeah, to be fair, I felt on the match predictions, I said that this was probably going to be something like an Everton 2-0 because based of just the way everything was being built up into this game, like heading into this game, the way which Everton had this charge done against them, 10 points deduction, you would have thought that like Goodison Park would be absolutely just like proper like buzzing to just let's just take our frustrations, our anger out on the first team we come across, Manchester United. And to be fair, with quite a few teams, especially in the top half of the table, would have licked their lips at that and gone, yeah, let's sink our teeth into these lot. And it didn't look like it turned out that way, whether it's just solely because of that a wonder strike at the very start of the game. You think, oh, what the fuck? I mean, what do you even say to that? Or is it just the case that perhaps weren't feeling quite up to the challenge? It was going to be one of those that they will have to have taken their time to get into the game? Or, I mean, what would you say you put that down to? Would you say it's more the goal or just not
I actually think, Fuzz, that they watched View from the Cave. I think Ten Hag let the players watch View from the Cave and watch me on Jez's show, where I turned around and said, Everton's just going to be on a different planet at the weekend. They're just going to, the fans are going to be behind them, and they're just going to be on a different planet and they're going to feel like they've been done to, and they're just going to go for it. And I think he actually put that to the players, because that, to me, was one of the best performances I've seen from Man United this season. They was on a different level, and the goal straight away is always going to silence the crowd, and that's exactly what you've got to do straight away. And that's what you did. And you don't silence a crowd more than doing a goal like that, because that is an absolute worldie. And then after that, you keep going. The penalty, I agree with, because his foot's there. Any player's going to go down. So, it's always going to be a penalty, that is. And the third goal, I thought, was quality. Absolute quality. Passes it in, and then Martial puts it in. Absolute fucking quality, man. Absolute quality. I thought today you was on a different level to Everton, to be honest. Yes, they had a lot of chances that was taken off the line and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you've got to have the quality to put the ball in. And if you ain't got that quality to put the ball in, then you're going to struggle. And looking at that today, I can see Everton really struggling with this 10-point loss.
well, it doesn't get any easier now because I mean they're playing you at the City Ground next.
Nope.
So,
Yeah, I
they're
don't know about that nowadays, but yeah.
wow. It's probably it could be one of those things. That's just Sean Dyche stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's just been slapped in the face by the rock, and now he's about to smash face first into the hard place. But yeah, what the with the penalty, I'd seen it initially where the referee goes to say, "Well, yeah, no, he's dived there. He's dived." I think it is the correct decision, and yes, it's a soft penalty, but you could say it's a striker just using the street smarts to think if I have a trailing part of my body or anything to get clipped by this defender, if he's committed, then it sells the fact that I've been penalised here, and whether you say, well, that's just credit to the striker, using that sort of cheeky side to his game to lure the referee into giving that decision. I think it's just one of those things that it just happens in the game, and especially in the modern game. The strikers, they'll try to get into tight spaces, try and get clipped by a player here or there. Sometimes you see players just outstretch their legs into unnatural positions to draw the fouls. But I think with Martial, I think it was a bit more centrally, and Young just sort of coming a little bit across. But yeah, definitely a soft penalty.
Big up, Tony. And
big ups, man. How we doing?
Big up, brother.
Milk's on standby. Don't worry. We've got that here. We've got that here for you, Tony. But yeah. What do you reckon with Martial giving the penalty to Marcus Rashford as well? Because I feel like if that's a case of trying to boost confidence, because today with all 3 goals, they'll all scored by forwards. And if there's one thing that we know about United in the Premier League, we had 1 goal scored by any of our forwards combined this season. Today we've scored 3. So, I mean, yeah, that is great. Maybe Martial can see the future. Maybe he's like, I'll score a goal later on, mate. You take this one.
No, I think that's more the Kai Havertz thing, because there's been so much stick coming Rashford's way. And the thing is, it's not like Kai Havertz where you knew he was shit. Like you've seen an output from Rashford already where he should be. Because this is the thing, and me and Yetz were talking about this earlier about the levels that you have to maintain. If you're, because I'm like, let's be honest, right? Forget these names Rashford for a minute. If you got a guy who's scoring 20 goals a season, and then the next season he scores 5, and the next season he scores 3, do you keep him? No. And we have the same conversation about Anthony as well. Like literally, the guy you guys paid nearly 90 million for a guy that just cuts the sides off his left foot and shoots. It's like a wish Robin.
Like, not even that. Not even that. That's an insult to Robbins off a wish.
But the thing is,
I thought they gave him that penalty because they felt sorry for his hairstyle.
Yeah, that haircut as well.
That's clap.
It's like a weird blondie brown, though, isn't it? It's. I said someone got assaulted him with peroxide, but I was wrong. If he's actually deliberately done that, then that's just what he does to his hair.
Look at this poor guy's here. Let's give him a penalty.
Here you go, Rash. You got what you want. Maybe Martial just wasn't confident enough to take it himself. Because let's be honest, if you want to talk about anyone who's been more trashed than Rashford, there's not many more examples outside of Martial. To be honest, because one thing about it is I am surprised at that, because that was another guy you would have said was capable of maybe bagging in 15 a season when he first turned up. And slowly but surely he's just regressed and regressed and regressed and regressed. And I believe me and Fuzzy were talking about this a few weeks back about what Garnacho adds to the team that maybe what a Mount or an Anthony won't give you, and that's like a legitimate winger, like someone who'll cross, he'll try and attack. And obviously from today, he's obviously got a little bit of technique and he can score a goal. So I'm not being funny. I don't, and with the joke of Jadon Sancho as well, because that's part of the reason why people have mudded them so much, is because like we were saying about earlier on, it's about Kai Havertz, Ramsdale, and Zinchenko making Arsenal look foolish. You could argue Anthony and whoever else is like Jadon Sancho, and they're the ones from Man United's perspective, and Mount as well. Because Mount, like I called that guy Jack of many trades, but a master of none, and he's proven it and proven it again and again and again. And like, and now Man United fans are beginning to see why we sold him, is because he's not good at anything, and I mean good at anything. And
Mm.
quite often he'll look like Kai Havertz in the sense of because he gets lost because he has no fixed natural position, he just looks like a passenger on a pitch, and that's one of the reasons why we got. And that's one of the reasons why we got rid of him and Kai Havertz. I was saying this to Yetz. Can you imagine having both of them in your team at the same time? The midfield disappears. So it's just like, but yeah, going back to Martial, but yeah, I think he needs a confidence boost more than Rashford does, because I got a feeling if there's one of the names out the door in January, and most Man United fans would probably pick him first, if I'm honest. So yeah,
I mean, I don't know what you think, but I think Man would be maybe a number 10. Because when I used to see him back in the day, he was always setting people up and all that kind of stuff. But he won't get number 10 because Bruno Fernandes is there. And to be fair, I mean, I believe it was Bruno Fernandes that made the pass to Martial to score. So, I mean, I don't rate Bruno Fernandes at all. You watch my watch along, you'll see exactly what I say about him. I don't rate him. He's a crying little bitch. He's not a fucking captain. He is no captain cries. They're just, you have to lead by example as a captain, and I just don't see him as that kind of player. Great pass to Martial, beautiful goal. Said it on my watch along. It really was a beautiful goal. But I think the only chance Man has at Man United is being that number 10 role. He might be able to make something out of that. But other than that, I don't really see much from him. Other than that, I thought United today was quality. I said earlier on in the week, you never know which Man United you're going to get. And today they turned up. And I tell you, one of the biggest things that I noticed was when Garnacho scored that goal. Even Ten Hag was surprised.
Wait, where the hell did you get that? I've just read that. Where the fuck did you get that from? How do I look like Kai Havertz?
I look like him.
You gotta do that, man. Do his little celebration.
Don't you ever speak to me
You've
again?
got that now, mate.
There's your answer. There's your answer from the previous.
On the beer. I
don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't
Wolfie,
see
you do the Havertz. Why would what that? Like, I can't. I've got my own headset on.
Wolfie actually works hard. So
and I'm not a complete giraffe either, and I don't feed myself Skittles like a little bitch. I don't eat Skittles. Thank you very much.
I would say that at least Wolfie owns a YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure Kai Havertz's YouTube channel is called P. Haywood.
But it makes it but fuzzy. I tell you, you know what's funny about you mentioned that actually? I was saying this to Yeti as well earlier. Have you noticed, right, how Kai Havertz is that bastard child of Arsenal right now, that even though he's done something that's helped them win, they're all still like, well, fucking, it's 29, isn't it? Like, I'm not. Now the cunt's gonna stay for another 2 years.
It's like with Lee. It's what Lee said when he celebrated when he scored goal. Everyone got Matty and all. I go, oh my god, yeah. And
him and Northside.
Yeah, mate, I'm like celebrating that now. Fuck him.
No, but he said it from the start, though, didn't he? He said that wanker ever scores a goal, I ain't celebrating.
Yeah, he did say that from the start, actually.
So I mean, at least it's consistent, unlike these other wanker fans. Sorry, Tony. But,
we're sorry you're a wanker, Tony, too.
No, Tony, I love you, man.
We all do, man. We all love
you. I mean, at least he's consistent. He don't just jump on a bandwagon. You respect Lee for that.
Yeah, no, he's always been consistent.
Yeah, I suppose with just a quick sort of dish back to the Martial thing. I suppose with the case that he's not been playing well in recent times, the fact that he's just slowly also become more injury prone, I guess, as his career's gone on, because he came in sort of as this mobile striker, because I remember he sort of came in at the time when a lot of these big teams had mobile strikers. You had Arsenal with Aubameyang, had I think what sort of striker did you have at that time?
We had guys, what Chelsea or?
Yeah, Chelsea.
No, we had guys like Timo Werner that used to do the thing, drift out to the left and stuff like that.
Yeah,
No,
he had
Timo
quite a bit
Werner
of
was
pace
a
in him.
Fucking drop.
No,
as
Timo
well,
Werner
wasn't
was
he?
all right. The only problem with Timo was he used to get into good positions and be like kind of like Havertz, like when he never used to finish his dinner. But if that guy just actually worked on it, same fact problem Jackson's got now actually.
Yeah, but when you're a striker, you've got to
Finish first
finish your
time.
dinner.
Yeah, finish first time. That's a lot of these. That's the problem a lot of these strikers have when they come to England. All the best strikers finish first time, and that's exactly what the Jacksons don't do. The Eddie Nketiahs don't do. All that you got to look to like bag it as soon as you get your foot to the ball. Because I'm not being funny. Look at Nistelrooy, Man United, great example. He never used to take touches in the box. He would shoot straight away. When you got the ball to Van, and we all know what happened then. As soon as Van der Man used to shoot it, that's in the back of your net, mate.
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of players need to learn from that though. It's like just fucking shoot. I mean, you know, as a football fan, that winds me up so much that certain players don't just shoot instead of trying to take a few touches and all this kind of stuff. Just fucking hit it, man. And a lot of strikers just don't do that now. But then again, you got to take into account strikers aren't there to score goals, apparently, according to that Chelsea prick that was talking the other day. So you got to take that into account as well.
But yeah, again with what I was saying about pacey strikers.
No, not you. There's more Chelsea pricks than you.
Oh, thanks. I'm one of the herd. Kick my fucking ass.
You'll catch the strays. You'll catch the strays.
Yeah, but mate, you ran straight into that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I
I
went straight into that one. All that.
But yeah, man. He's Martial being that more mobile striker, he sort of came into the league at the same sort of time where Harry Kane obviously still at Tottenham, Sergio Aguero at Man City, Jamie Vardy at Leicester, Lukaku was still at Everton, had Alexis Sanchez at Arsenal, Sadio Mane was still at Southampton, had what's his face, Shane Long at Southampton, ridiculously pacey. There's a lot of mobile strikers around at that point, and I feel like there's sort of a blend of strikers now, and I don't think with Manchester United we quite create an awful lot of like play in the final third that's along the ground. I think it's never really
crossed.
There's never really it's either very cross reliant or it's one of those where it's just a long ball that you go wide to the wingers and they come more central. So I think there's various elements to perhaps why Martial's not sort of like finding the back of getting on the score sheet as much nowadays as perhaps he used to. But I mean, he can be quite hit and miss, to be honest. And I think with that third goal, like that pass is just unbelievable. Like ridiculous pass. It's just the one that destroys the whole team. And then the finish, the fact that he's got Pickford coming out to close the distance straight away, just knew in his mind, just a little dink. Just don't need to go too hard, too little, just little dink.
Yeah, being precise.
Slightly wide. And I think that's what I like about Martial in various moments like that, is that his intricacies, like he's very, he knows exactly what he wants to do.
Yeah, the quality's there. The quality's there.
I just feel like he's never had the enough consistency about him to sort of get into that rhythm of doing this game in, game out. And I think the fact he's had so many injuries as of late has not helped his case by any means. If he was a lot fitter last season, he probably would have scored a lot more goals than what he did. So,
the thing is, what's his position? As a Man United fan, you tell me where you would play him as his natural position, where you expect the best out of him. Because he's gone across the front three.
For me, I would say the best I've seen him in a United shirt is I think it was under sort of LVG/Mourinho in the number 9 position. Because I know that I think it was at AS Monaco. He came in as sort of like the left winger / striker, and I think
slashing on everybody today.
But yeah, man, I think he sort of came in as that sort of blend between. It's like Rashford nowadays because people say, "Oh, is he the number 9 or is he the left winger?" For me, I think Rashford's. He says he prefers the left wing, and I think Martial prefers the number 9 position because he prefers the number 9 shirt.
Then who on the right then? Garnacho?
Well, on the right, it's a strange thing. Well, to be honest, Rashford I think played more on the right today and was involved with the passage of play to opening scoring.
Carl Rossi
but
legend.
for me,
Big up, Carl.
Yeah, big ups, man. Big ups to you, Carl. Yeah, to me, I think Garnacho. I think if it's deciding on the left-hand side for me, I want to see Garnacho play more, just simply because Garnacho's giving this team more at the moment than say a Rashford. I think the fact that if Rashford, at the moment, I prefer Rashford being on the right-hand side as opposed to Anthony, because with Anthony, he's too far away from doing anything impactful. So it's more like there's more threat there from Rashford, who's a bit more direct of a player on the right hand side. So there is some element of a consistent threat, different styles of threat, but a bit more consistent across the front three if you have got that sort of direct presence on the right with then your more creative element, as well as now we see a bloody sick finisher as well on the left. But I digress with that because I still believe that Fernando Palestri should probably be getting more games on the right hand side because he sort of does a bit of everything, little bit like Garnacho does a little bit of everything. So yeah, to me, I want to see Palestri.
The thing is a lot of people don't understand the idea of distribution. I mean, I see a lot of fans turning around saying, "Oh, this striker don't score, this striker don't score." But if you was to keep giving the distribution to Martial like he got today, he would score a hell of a lot more goals. And distribution to a striker is very, very important. I mean, a striker can do what he does on his own. You're looking at the Stan Collymores where you just pass it to him and he takes it past everybody and he nutmegs them twice and then he puts it in the top corner. You've got to give a striker distribution. If you don't, then they're not going to be able to do what they do. So you can't knock a striker who's not getting any distribution.
It's probably why we've assimilated the title of Manchester United's number 9 as the graveyard shift, because it's just dead. It's just dead business playing up top. And it's like you look at Rasmus Højlund and you think if he gets all of these chances like a Martial would, I mean, Martial would score loads of the goals. Maybe Rasmus Højlund ends up getting his best scoring season in professional
100%.
football. Yeah,
He could be in the top echelons of scorers for you. If he got the distribution and he got the right distribution, he could be in the top echelon scorers for you. You can see it with him. He's hungry. He wants to fucking make it happen. He's got all the fucking work rate going on as well. If you gave him that kind of Bruno Fernandes distribution, which he is capable of doing, but he doesn't do it often enough. He did it today for Martial, and you saw the results from it. And I think that's what Højlund needs. Because I think Højlund could be a major 20-plus goal scorer. 100% of the distribution.
He's got some crazy pace on him, good stature. There's various elements to the goal threat. So I think it's just, as you've said, with distribution, because that's one thing that United just don't really do at the moment.
Yeah.
Especially in a big issue with that is with those wingers like Anthony, like Rashford, cut inside, little glimpse of goal, they're shooting. If it's 30, 40 yards, they don't care, they'll shoot. They'll create the half yard of space. So?
How are you feeling on Sacho?
Guy's finished at United, to be honest. I think
you don't want to see on the pitch again? Because
it's the thing he's come out
he's
with,
talented,
though, isn't it?
I know, but he's talented though.
I get that he's talented, but it's the things he's come out with. It doesn't help coming out with stuff like that. You know what I mean? And the worst thing for me, right? I'll tell you now, right? If Brian Clough was still alive, he would sign players, and in the contract would be you go nowhere near social media, nowhere near it.
Yep.
Because the thing is, the things Sancho's come out with and he said, I mean, Ten Hag fucking backed him when he had his depression issues and his anxiety issues and all this, that, and the other. And then he comes out and says shit like that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry, but that to me is bye. No matter how talented you are, get out of my club.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things with Sancho is that he's, even for those people who say, well, I rate him because I think he's a talented footballer, he look at the way he's burnt all of his bridges with the clubs and the people that are in charge at the club. He's burnt all of those bridges. So for me, it's better for both parties just to go their separate ways and try and find different ways in which find other players in which we can
buy him at his lowest point.
3 months.
You know what I mean?
3 months
and then
away
he
from
all
the
of a
game.
sudden starts coming out with all this crap.
Mm.
Get out, man. Fuck
Big
off.
up. And I'm well, Kyle. By the way, I hope you're well as well. Just to answer what Kyle said.
Yeah.
I'm alright, mate.
Yeah, man.
Hope you're doing
Look
it. Still
for-
crying about Newcastle
Doing
yesterday,
alright.
but I'm doing alright.
Look for all.
That's why he's got the hood up.
Chat,
It's like expressions with you wearing your hood. It's like expressions where sometimes wears that balaclava thing or that full face covering.
Yeah.
It's
the
just
only-
like,
I'm only doing it.
I'm
It's cold.
hiding. I'm deflecting from. Just
we
from
are
my head.
the Uddy
it.
twins. See, you haven't got to that stage yet.
I've got my
You've
hoodie
got
just over
to
there.
Work up the ladder, and then you get.
No, yeah.
Should have read the room.
Yeah, I think it's time we tell the truth and announce to the world he's the Dark Lord and I'm his apprentice.
Silence,
Definitely.
Padawan.
You both got some red lightsabers hidden, stashed away somewhere.
Oh, we got lightsabers? Hey, I wasn't told
Wait,
about this.
Yeah.
If I
You
get
haven't told him
my
that yet.
lightsabers,
I've
I'm
been
going
using a
off
big
YouTube,
stick.
but I'm going in the street.
I got a baseball bat in the corner. No wonder why I've been getting my ass kicked. Like, everyone's taking out lightsaber, I'm taking out a baseball bat.
Wolf, I am your father.
No, you're bloody not.
Oh no!
My beard ain't long enough. ain't long enough. Ain't long enough.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Oh, big up Carl, by the way. Last comment. Thank you. He's just put our channels in the chat. God bless you.
Yeah.
Carl, I tell you what, Carl's a don, man. He's the man. And he helps everybody as well. Big up Carl Rossi. He's
Absolutely
Yeah.
the
awesome.
freaking man,
Big
mate.
ups.
The freaking man.
Yeah, big ups to Carl Rossi, as he's posted there in the chat. The links to both Longhead Yeti and Wolfgang Division's channel is there. You can also find it in the stream description. The links are there, which you can just click on those and be sure to head over to subscribe. We're on the road to getting Wolf to the 100 sub club.
Absolutely.
You are in the 90s. You're in the 90s. You're going
You've been
up.
peaking, haven't you?
Yeah,
You've
yeah,
been
man.
peaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We notice progress. King
Yeah.
acknowledges kings. That's how the game
all
goes.
that,
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
always massive supporters of
Yeah,
all
that's
of us.
Oh,
Here's
big
to all the channel
Yeah.
regulars, man. Here's to all the channel regulars.
Stephanie
Always
today?
in all of our streams, man.
Where's
Always.
Stephanie today?
I don't know. She's probably still watching that Garnacho goal on replay. It's just glued to her
I
screen.
don't blame mate.
Just-
Honestly, that is fucking quality. That is Rooney. I think Wolf said it earlier in my stream. It was Rooney-esque
Yeah, it was Man City.
against City.
I think
It's on the volley as well. Sometimes you see it when players take the touch, like Benteke scored a goal like that. He took the touch and then scored the bicycle kick and
Beautiful.
between us and
on
Liverpool.
the volley, mate. It's always sweeter on the volley.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're beautiful, aren't they?
What do you guys reckon? Would that be given as goal of the season?
Well, it's in
This
the
Premier
contender.
League?
Possibly.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely
a
in there.
contender, isn't it? It's a contender for the tech. You know what it is?
Yeah.
It's not like he scuffed it and it different. You know what's so beautiful about it? It's so clean. No deflections.
It's exactly what he wanted.
Yeah, it's
And
exactly.
Yeah.
You know when you say you hit it as sweet as you like. Cha-ching.
See,
it goes to top bins as well.
Personally, I like a goal that's sort of built up. You know, like the third goal that you scored, where awesome pass from Bruno Fernandes, and then Martial puts it in. They're the kind of goals I like. I love volleys, don't get me wrong, but I like the goals that are really well set up.
Yeah.
What?
Read it.
You want help Rossi drop your OF link? Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to watch me wank, then that's up to you, I suppose. $15.99 a month. Yeah.
Carl, remember, I never said any of this, all right? This is all me, all right, brother? Poor sod's probably sitting there with his glass of wine thinking, shut the
Just
fuck up,
don't feed me to say it. Just don't feed me to say it.
When did you need an excuse to say something? When did you need an excuse?
Speaking of younger players, someone else that I think needs to be mentioned as well, and potentially man of the match contender to quite a lot of people, Kobbie Mainoo.
I was just about to say,
guy.
He played well.
His first game playing with the United first team or start, and it's in a difficult time, away game to Everton, and against a physical midfield as well. Usually Everton have got quite strong midfielders. I suppose unfortunately for them they're missing Onana, but my God, I mean the fact is that he's risen to the occasion. Spectacularly well. Obviously, for people who have watched me during pre-season would know how much I've been bigging up Kobbie Mainoo, and that I just think that this guy is he's on trajectory to something really special as a midfielder. I don't think he's had an absolute world-class game, but the fact that he's come from
a mature one.
He's got one of those heads on his shoulders where it's just like you think with a young player, it's under pressure situations, like a very critical position, and you had McTominay playing next to him of all players. Usually, it's
he's decent for you guys at the moment, McTominay. And I think
at the moment,
and the Connor thing with us, he's doing a job. You can't knock him really. It's not his fault. I think Scott McTominay gets a lot of harsh criticism, man. It's particularly he's been a goal machine at home for you guys recently as well. Because the thing is, that's what I think about players like McTominay and you got midfield as well. And I apologize. I will obviously let you finish. But the thing is, when the guy's doing crap, he gets like a go at. When he starts to do really well, he's still crap. He's just hit a purple patch, and it's just like okay, like all right, like the Kai Havertz thing. If Kai Havertz was to knock in 5 more goals in the next 5 games, you'd have to be like, all right, maybe he's turned the corner. Maybe he's not as crap as everyone made him out to be. And I have to say, Scott McTominay's done that more than Kai Havertz has. Fair point. Not trying to carry.
He's spot on. Spot on.
Yeah, I think the thing with Scott McTominay is that a lot of people will say, even when he does a good shift, and I mean, the thing is that no one really has had problems with him, say, giving like his heart for the badge on the shirt, like, and having that personality or the character to want it for United is just, for so many times we've watched him for several years and by the way, he has been in the United team since Jose Mourinho was here. And he's been around that long, and we've watched him for that long to see him not do well at all for such a long period of time, for it only now to sort of be a case where it's like maybe he's finding his footing. It's like, sure, there can be some late bloomers with players, right? Sometimes it one day just starts clicking and you sort of ride that wave, and one thing leads to another. But for me, it's like, would you rather stick with Scott McTominay or take the chance that you can sign someone much better tomorrow like that? And I think there's a lot more midfielders out there that would play in Scott McTominay's position or role and do better than him at that. And I think I'm a
big fan of players that play with heart. Do you know what I mean? Players like Colin Gallagher's, like the Yates that we've got. They go out there and they play with heart and they play for the shirt. And I don't get the McTominay thing. I mean, I know as a United player, because of the players you've had in the past of young, been in the academy and all that kind of stuff, you expect great things from him. But I think he's one of them that just gives everything. He's one of them kind of Roy Keane. I won't put him in the same class as Roy Keane, but he's the same sort of kind of player. And every time he goes out, he plays with heart. And I like those players. I think you need those players. It's all right. You can have skillful players around them, but you've got to have that player that actually has heart and actually fucking has an engine room in the midfield. I don't see him as much as you do, but from what I have seen of him, he always gives it all.
Yeah, I mean, with Scott McTominay, for me, I feel like, as far as judging Scott McTominay as a midfielder, there's one thing that I'm frustrated about Scott McTominay is that he's just not got more natural ability about him, and it's like it compensates a lot for what, say, he misses in his game. Like, I think with tracking runners, he's not very good at doing that, or players in the blind spots. He's not great at moving into space to receive the ball off the back line as well. Like, I feel like he hides or he isolates his other midfield partner a little too many times, and that can hamper basically just the build-up play and being able to play with decent possession, because you almost invite the pressure if you limit the amount of players or passing options that you give defenders when they have the ball. And I think it's just those things that I want to see Scott McTominay do those things and get better at it. And I feel like maybe there's a lack of football intelligence, like football-based intelligence, to have
he's
it.
not
You
that
see,
good.
you see, like other DMs, right, in the way in which they think how the game is calculated in their brain is just like the amount of stuff that they just do when the ball isn't at their feet. And it's just like, I feel like Scott McTominay it's either he has the ball at his feet, and then he's like, for 90% of the time, he's just the passenger to the game. And I think you need to be like much more sort of taking the initiative when you haven't got the ball, and especially as a player playing around that DM position. I feel like there's a lot that McTominay is missing, but I think obviously
you've also got to take into account, though, like I've said, some of the players you've had come through, Scholes, fucking Beckham, and all that kind of stuff. To me, it's exactly the same as Elanga. Whereas if you can get him into another team, I think sometimes the pressure on a Man United player, a young Man United player, is massive because of what you've got out of the young Man United players of the past. So I think if McTominay went to another team like us or like another team that's a bit lower down the league or whatever, then I think he would absolutely shine. Look at Garner. He came to us and he absolutely shined. As a Man United youngster, because of the past that you've had with the players that you've had, there's so much fucking pressure on you.
Always that expectation.
And I think when they leave, they show exactly what they're capable of, like Elanga.
What would you think? Hang on, I've got to ask this, Fuzzy. What would you say would be the last best youngster you guys produced? Januzaj? Someone like that?
I'm pretty sure we signed Januzaj. We signed Januzaj, we did. The same season what Ferguson, or the same summer that Ferguson actually left the club, I believe. Or was it that? I can't remember. It was we think we signed him when he was like younger than 18. A bit like Garnacho, I feel like. But the last youngster or best youngster, or someone who's come from the academy that's probably gone to the some of the highest highs, would probably actually Marcus Rashford, because the way he broke onto the scene, the way he was doing a
I
big
hear that
job
Pogba shout, Kyle, but he never played well for Manchester United.
No, he didn't.
I hear the Pogba shout. I hear that, but he never played what I would say on a level for United.
I think Juve actually made Paul
Pogba's
Pogba into
name,
what
yeah,
he
he
is,
did.
and and
I think
unfortunately,
Pogba just got
So
said
Rashford, yeah?
something
You'd say
by
Rashford?
Mourinho and
I think-
just went off
yeah.
like a bitch, to be honest.
I think probably the most successful United Academy graduate, or the last most successful one, had to be Marcus Rashford. I'm hoping that we can say that someone who comes up from the academy into the first team or makes that transition will be either that of Garnacho or Kobe Minu, and not just with Kobe Minu's performance today, with having the calm head on his shoulders despite
Hello, Kitty.
hyper situation.
Hello, kitty.
Is that Freddie?
Yeah, it is.
Well, after Kruger.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Look at him with his tongue out.
Yeah, and I think it's just the defensive awareness as well. Like when he's defending one-on-ones, timing his tackles well, not being
Can't
rash.
get there. Sorry.
Hey, I bet you didn't expect pussy action on your stream, did you, today?
Oh dear. Yeah. As you were saying, as you were saying, Fuzzy. As you were saying, let's roll on. Let's roll on. Fuzzy, you were saying.
Football.
Oh dear. No, but you were saying, you're gone.
If some pussy on your stream isn't worth a like, then I don't know what is. But yeah, as I was saying with my news,
He's on the OnlyFans
it's,
as well.
Wait, pussy fuckers. Like, can we just? This is getting very dangerous
What's going on?
atmosphere in here. Like, if any monetization is to occur, we can't air this one now. This is a straight down.
YouTube's already got this one saved on their playlists for when they go down all the videos. It's like, congratulations on your monetization. Right now, half your channel we're going to have to take down.
Like, all the ones when he's by himself, he'll get away with. But anyone with me and Yeti in it, forget it.
But yeah, man.
Yeah,
I think with his goal line
Sorry,
clearance
mate.
as well.
Sorry for destroying
So-
your stream.
No, I think more streams need to be destroyed. Mate, it's with good TV. Everything
Wait,
else
look
a
at
bit
what
too
Carl
tame.
just said. I can't believe I just read that, and I don't know why that's making me laugh uncontrollably. Yeah, I don't know why that's making me giggle. Sorry. My bad. Yeah, but you're right. I think there's some good players coming up at United, like the midfielder you just said, that given the chance and the expectation doesn't crush them, and they give them time to develop. Because I think that's what happened to McTominay. The expectation crushed him really. And I do think you're right. But one thing about it is, I do think Man United even still have what you would call a great academy of like producing players now. In terms of like, what would you say with talented prospects?
I think the problem with United's academy at the moment is that I think it's a little bit outdated, because I think it helps when you've got a first team that's performing ridiculously well, that your academy is filled with players that like, oh, I want to be a part of that, because it taps into player aspiration and ambition. And if you've got youngsters that are wanting to look at a club to go to the academy of, and that's the thing, is if I pose this question to both of you, if you are a 16-year-old player prospect, free agent, and loads of clubs approach you, you've got a choice between Man United, Liverpool, Man City, or Arsenal. Which clubs are you not taking?
Man City and Arsenal. I'll go Man United and Liverpool.
Okay,
then yeah. You know why? I'll tell you why. Right. He said about aspirations. Now, this is one thing I'm surprised on, and we talk about hunger. Right. I'm surprised there hasn't been more kids coming up through Man United that have that desire to bring Man United back to where they were. Because surely, because don't forget, right? That's pretty much what Beckham and Neville and them lot did. In terms of Man United, they were just coming into the Fergie era. They were 6 or 7 years in. You had the Pallisters and the Irwins and all that. And it was about making sure they were kept to that Man United winning tradition. Because obviously Man United were a winning team before Fergie, obviously. So they knew what was expected of them, and they carried on in that tradition. And I know other teams, like other players that come up with the academy, some may not be as good. I'll big up Jaminho. How you doing, brother?
Yes, man.
But I think more. It's like when Yeti says about fighting for the badge. If you understand the heritage of the club, And this is kind of why Rashford's a bit of a disgrace. If you understand where the club's coming from and you were raised in that club, then you should know the tradition of that club is being the best.
Yeah.
That's why Jadon Sancho and them not come across like donuts. And even we were talking about Ronaldo earlier. When Ronaldo came back to United and he was saying about, the pool's still the same and all that.
Oh my God, Tony.
Oh dear, you haven't said that. It was one of the baddest of them all.
The between you.
Why are you trying to, Tony? Why are you trying to embarrass this guy? Like, you're a numpty. Leave him alone. He's only just come into the chat. He's not even going to leave us a like.
I think he's 18 now.
Did we watch the United game? Yes, we've been talking about it for an hour. I swear, this is Everton versus Man United reaction. Did you watch it? No. I read the teletext, sir. But I do think right with youngsters nowadays, and we had that a little bit with Chelsea with Tammy Abrahams and all of them lot. And I was a bit gutted when we got rid of Tammy Abraham to replace him with Lukaku when they're pretty much the same sort of player. Like they like to be on the shoulder of the defender, and I think and I was saying about the Ronaldo thing about you gotta understand what the job is. Because this isn't like Fergie Prime Man United where you guys are winning all the time. It's about getting back to the top. And like he was saying, I think today was a prime example of what you saw as vintage Man United. Yes, they rode their luck a bit, but ultimately they battered Everton to death. You know what I mean? With a bit of quality, at the beginning, then a bit of doggedness to keep a clean sheet, and then a bit of quality to finish them off. So like more vintage Man United today than probably I've seen for a little while. I agree with you, Jamini. I never wanted Lukaku back. I was happy with Tammy Abraham. I don't know why they got rid of a guy that scored us 15 goals to replace a guy that will cry like a bitch about Italy. I have no idea. That's Chelsea for you. You know what I mean? I'd rather have just kept the Stamford Bridge boy. He was happy to stay and score 50 goals a season, but we got Lukaku.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you ask me about who I'd want to be a young player with those teams, definitely wouldn't be Arteta because I don't take shit and I'd probably punch him in the teeth. And basically, Man City, I would probably say, because I think Pep could handle me. Well, actually, I don't. But I don't know. Maybe you should more say Forest. I mean, because Liverpool, Klopp's a bit of a odd task manager, and I don't know if I'd be able to go with him either.
For sure.
If I was Forest as a young player, then basically, if I was Man United as a young player, I'd just go out there and be a Roy Keane.
Do they need that? That's steel.
Yeah.
You'd have to be a bit more careful. Yeah. Oh, my days.
I'm a massive...
He's a cock and I can't stand him. Oh, my Lord. He's Will Smith on the pitch. Oh, my God. He's Will Smith on the ball. Ah!
Man had Megan
Take Lukaku's name out your fucking mouth.
No, but I have to say, he was the best player for City on the Inter Champions League final with them. He was City's best player. He missed their best chances. He blocked a goal-bound shot. I think Lukaku rep for Man City in that final.
Yeah, it's probably one of the deals of the century, mate. UEFA should go and look into their charges again. They might actually end up with 116 charges, underlying payments from Manchester City paying Lukaku to go to other clubs.
When he blocked that goal line, bro, that was going in, and the big idiot got in the way.
Man,
he's like, well,
you know what? Lukaku's one of the most annoying players I've ever seen. He's got all the physique, he's got all the skill, but he's a lazy bastard.
Yeah,
he had it all.
So annoying.
He had the world in his hands at Everton, and then he left, and then football left him. And that's kind of the way it is.
He's just lazy. He's just not got the work rate. He's a lazy bastard. I cannot stand lazy bastard footballers.
Yeah, the cat doo.
Yeah, football is dead. Sadly, it feels like a waste of time watching it. Boys play the sport. Boys follow and dictate how it should be supported. All due respect, merchants get in the bin.
100%. 100%.
And to be honest, with teams nowadays, I think with this United team having that sort of split between youth and seniority in the team, I feel like that's probably the best balance to go with at the moment, because with these younger players, it's not really a question to them about their sort of ambition or their pride for the shirt, because at least they still are the humble ones where they're quite grounded. They want the best for Manchester United. Do you look at the other guys that are the first teamers, like your Rashfords, like a Harry Maguire, like a Victor Lindelof or Bruno Fernandes, and you think they should be the ones who set the example? But it feels like the people in this team that have to set the example is the younger ones, and I feel like they're doing that for every time that they play, and having that youth contingency in that team is actually going to bode well for United, not just in the presence of bringing them through and getting them molded into first team football, but it's also sort of giving the complex to the senior players. Hey, look, these guys are outshining you, and these guys, this is their first season for the club, their first breakthrough season. So you've got to now up your levels and get on the same page with them. Otherwise, you'll be the ones out the door, and they'll be the ones still going on to bigger and better things, whilst you're wasting your career away at mid-table mediocrity after Man United. And so I think that's probably the way in which.
But the thing is, what you got to take into account is you got Bruno Fernandes as a captain. And if you was coming onto the pitch and you see that guy and you see the way he performs, are you really gonna like work your way up? Like you got the Stuart Pearsons and the Roy Keanes and stuff. I mean, Roy Keane, if he didn't play well, you got smacked in the mouth at half time. You know what I mean? And they're all the kind of captains that you want. And I don't see that you have Bruno Fernandes as a captain is a wrong decision for me.
Yeah,
100%. Lisandro Martinez or maybe Casemiro or something like that should be a captain at Man United, not Bruno Fernandes, because he cries and bitches too much. And you look at your captain as being an example
to everyone else,
and you want to work up to being exactly the same as your captain. If you still have Roy Keane, most of your youngsters would come out and they would fucking perform, because if they didn't fucking perform, they're going to get it. Listen to Gary Neville when he talks about Roy Keane. You know, you fuck up, you get it.
Actually, it's interesting with that, because it's the story that Rio tells about young Cristiano Ronaldo at the club, the guy that's a skill merchant. Oh, he's trying to make himself the star of the show. I think it was against Benfica. He tried to make him a one man show. Fergie absolutely clarted him. It's just like, who the fuck do you think you are? Every day in training, the senior players bullying. They were bullying Cristiano Ronaldo, and they were just like, it's nothing personal. It's just we're roughing you up, so you get it in your head that there's a level at this club, and you've got to, it's got to be switched on up here.
And I think that's what Man United have lost, to be honest. That fucking level of discipline and that level of going out there and doing your best. And if you can't do your best in that shirt, get out of it.
And I feel like that should be something else that I think the club above players should also implore, to say, look, this is the standards that we want to have at this club. We can't do it without the players doing this or having this energy about them in and around the training ground every day, because it's a lot of times where you see your team rock up, there's training all week, they rock up to a game and they underperform. They're all sluggish, they're all sloppy. And it's like, but your standards, your mentality and battering it into each other on the training ground should be like, well, now I'm not battering my teammates anymore in training, I'm battering the opposition. Now you run like a bloody, if it's an away day, you set the bloody stadium on fire with how much you're fucking going out and smashing into people. And I feel like a lot of teams nowadays don't have that sort of that mentality in the squads.
This is what I was saying to Wolf earlier, right? Every fucking fan wanted billionaire owners, right? You get billionaire owners who don't understand English football, who don't understand anything. This is what I was saying to Wolf earlier. Look at Arsenal, right? They don't take into account the history. They don't big up George Graham. They don't fucking big up all the people that put them where they was, and all that kind of stuff. They don't understand it. None of them understand it, and the people they put in place don't understand it either. And it's basically down to the fact that you've got to fucking take your history by the hand and make sure your players understand the history of your club, and they will actually perform to that point.
And just to second your point there, Yeti, if you're Arsenal, you've got a player at your club that doesn't even like football, apparently. Mr. Benjamin White. If it was any other way, he'd be a gardener, guys. Benjamin White, the gardener. Probably be working with my mum, to be fair. But...
Well, he's probably an uphill gardener, but I mean that's another story.
Oh, brilliant. I'll tell you what, though, it's just modern day football.
Uphill gardener and a downhill struggle, mate.
Yeah, I think he lifts a lot of shirts.
That's the thing, and that's another thing. Can I just say one thing about Arsenal fans, right? And this is one thing I hope the Arsenal fans, I'll take this nicely, right? Do you think any of this shit these Arsenal players are talking now would have been said if Vieira was still captain in that dressing room? He would have pinned one of them against it. Why are you saying all this? You're making it look stupid.
Yeah.
Don't do it. You got a goalkeeper that gets distracted by pigeons. You got a defender admitting he can't defend. You got a striker admitting he can't score.
Yeah.
Let me repeat.
Yeah.
Other than midfield, okay, let me repeat. You've got a goalkeeper that said he can't concentrate, a defender that says he can't defend, and a goal scorer that says he can't score.
Yeah. That is massive, isn't it? That is absolutely massive.
Do you think that would have been acceptable 20 years ago?
Nope.
No. These guys,
not
like
in a million
Ramsdale,
years.
They wouldn't even last at Everton, let alone Man United, Arsenal, blah. Oh dear, mate, the standards have dropped.
Not in a million years.
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Oh
yeah, Carlos says. Sorry. Sad thing is, when was the last time a traditional club won the league without a mega rich owner?
Leicester.
It's the name of the game nowadays, which is why I prefer fewer, which is why I predict fewer and fewer real ones will be following it. Yeah, and I think it's a franchise type game where you'll get sort of less tribalistic fans coming into it, and I think you're seeing that already. Say the player FCs that you get, people following Messi. It's like, for example, when Messi signs for Inter Miami, that team goes from probably half-empty stadium to sell-out crowds every home game.
Yeah,
it's just everybody coming from South America to go watch him. That's probably the only reason why Messi FC is so prevalent in the United States, because he's much closer than if he would be if he was still playing in Europe for the South American lot. But man, it's just the way that which football's going at the moment, and I don't know if with, say, Middle Eastern ownership, if there is a way in which you can compete against that. I mean, financially you can't compete against it, but I think in terms of looking at the way in which they sort of pair up big spend with great functionality, I feel like if you've got a club that matches that or looks at that and says, actually, we don't have the money pockets that you have, but we're going to build the best board we can bloody build that's going to outdo you. And I think there's not enough clubs that are actually doing that, challenging the structural integrity of Manchester City and saying, well, if your club runs so successfully, cool, we'll just build our own super team of professionals at the upstairs regions. Because then if they build with less money, they can still build a team like Michael Edwards did for Jurgen Klopp. Built him a team that ended up winning a Premier League title, Champions League, Domestic Cup double. So it's possible without needing buckets upon buckets upon buckets of cash but it's got to have the right people, and I feel like Arsenal have not got that. Man United definitely don't have that. Chelsea, I think, is still a bit on the early side of things to know if they've got that in them to really build something into a title-winning team.
Well, the thing is, we got a good academy. That's one thing I will say compared to everybody else. That's one thing the owner did do. He made sure our academy was rammed with talented young players, and if we can get out of the 12 we signed, if we can get about 5 or 6 of them to bring in a return, like, why not?
You know, I tell you what, guys. You know the one thing that fucking winds me up the most is nowadays you've got players. When you lose a game, they're coming out on social media going, "Oh, we move on. Oh, oh, I'm having a great time. I'm on the beach, or this, that, and the other." Fuck no, man. Fuck no. You've just lost, say, Man United to Man City. You've just lost to Manchester City. The fans care about this fucker. And you're on social media going, "Oh, yeah, we're having a laugh." And, that just fucks me off, man. If I was a manager, I would drag that prick in the fucking dressing room by his fucking ears and fucking throw him across the fucking room.
Well, that's the thing why modern managers don't have that fear factor that old school managers used to have. You used to shit your pants if Brian Clough had it in for you, or Wenger had it in for you, or Wenger had it in for you, or even back in the day, managers like David Moyes when he was at Everton. If he had it in for you, that was it, mate. You were going to bite the bullet. And the thing is, it's that I can beforehand, like with certain managers, they could do it without players, regardless of how big they were. And I'm not going to lie, yeah, two clubs that typify that are Arsenal and Manchester United. Now, I do think they went about it in two different ways. Man United sold off a Rooney and all them lot, kind of like, but they replaced them until that, because they got a Van Persie in them lot. But the thing is, it was after that Fergie era where that quality of management, if you like, begins to dip. And it's not just, and we were talking about this the other day with the Glazers thing, it's where the plugs start to drip or whatever. Carl is a fake firm, it's confirmed. What?
He is fake. I've spoke to him loads of times. He's such a fake. It's unbelievable.
Wait, go. Click the next one. Wait, this one. Our under-16s rugby manager slapped us 15 of us with an Usher stick because we fucked up royally in the semi-final, and we fucking deserved it. You see, nowadays, you'd throw Skittles in the changing room. There you go, Kai. Throw Skittles in the changing room. You don't get that sort of discipline anymore, and that's why people value themselves over the clubs.
It's a fucking disgrace, man. I mean, if I was managing a team and they didn't play very well, I'd just punch them all in the face.
Evening, Mama Flossie. Great to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Evening, Mama Flossie, the queen.
Queen in the building. Absolutely, 100%.
Off with the heads.
But yeah, man, I suppose again, it's like what I say with the boards, and you're building a team, challenging Manchester City to build teams that are successful, even if you have less money. I think the way in which this whole sort of aggressive style of like controlling your team, controlling your dressing room, I feel like it's not down to management anymore to control your dressing room. It's down to whether the players like the manager now. It's like these. It's like for instance, Manchester City. It feels like the players there they've sort of more become pop icons now. If they were to suddenly turn around against Pep and it's like, well, we actually don't like the way you're managing now, they'd get him sacked. They would.
But they have a good way of working it because they've got an owner that actually gives a shit. So they got lucky in that respect. One thing I'll say to Mama Flossie is like, you're only here because you won. I mean, when you don't win, we don't see you in the chats or anything.
No. Yeah. I will cut that in half.
You're a flip-flop.
Regardless, Mama Flossie is always on point. No. I'm not having no bullshit spoken about the Queen. Let's cut that shit off right there, yeah? That's the only other legit member of my channel here. All right, don't be talking shit about my administrative team. All right,
Flip flop.
Mine too.
Flip
Mine
flop.
too.
Hammer flosser.
no, just don't. Just that's it. Will Smith it. Keep her name out of your motherfucking mouth.
Flip flop. Flip flop. Hammer flosser.
No, you know what I mean? Well, no one is safe from the. Not even himself. Cutting off your nose to spite your face. No.
Nah, I love you, Mama. You know that.
We all do. Come on. It's the Queen. Carl said, man.
Don't listen
got
to
Mama for-
Wolf. He don't know what he's talking about. Although he's down here.
Oof.
No, he's down here. Oh, wherever he is.
Is that where you've just kicked Yeti?
Mama Flossie's now thinking, I'm a mod. Why can't I kick Yeti out of the
Embrace
chat?
the fake. We are pretenders, for fuck's sake. Are we? No one told me. I was pretending so well, even I didn't know. You know what I mean?
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's just the current state of football as it is. But anyways, that I think pretty much wraps up everything.
Sorry,
Fantastic weekend. And
Sorry, Fuzzy. I know you came here to have a legitimate stream, but it's just been crazy
that's
for
right.
the last 45 minutes. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine.
His
I-
fault.
do you know what? I kind of prefer it like that. I kind of prefer it with a bit of like chaos
a bit
and
of banter, a
anarchy.
bit of laugh.
A few things on fire here or there, you know, it's fine. We've got no fire extinguishers anywhere, so it's all good. But you know, it makes for good watching. So
It's his fault. It's his. Don't blame me. I tried to ask you intelligent questions, but
Mate, all I was doing was
Just
trying
blame
to
me.
control Wolf all the way through it.
It didn't work. But you know,
I know it didn't work. I knew it wouldn't work.
what have I
right.
walked into? Wait until the next one, mate. Problem is, we'll be back. Ah.
just one bit of advice, Mama Flossie. Don't scroll up in chat to previous conversations we've had in this stream.
Why did you have to fucking open your mouth, Fuzzy? You don't do that. You just drag attention. You act like a dude. Pretend you haven't done it. Pretend ignorance, and just carry on as normal.
I'd say
You were all guys doing
advice
really
to
messed
Mama Flossie: just don't talk to us at all. Yeah, because
Speak
we
for
are
your
not
damn
good
self.
for your health.
Speak for your damn. I have a good working relationship with Mama.
I
Don't
mean,
mess this
fucking
up.
Wolf's been slagging you off to fuck. He's up there in the chat.
I never said a word. Like what? This guy, you know. Jesus Christ. And he knows what's up there as well. You know it's offensive. Like, and I never said nothing about you, man. Just out of curiosity. It's not about. Ozzy's a gent, man. Who's his clock? Yeah, there's Yetis around. In that case, it's all got the plot. Like a bomb going off in a dog shit factory. It's everywhere. Sorry. Yeah, please hit. I'll go on my feed actually because I haven't streamed it to my channel, so I can like your feed. Hang on a minute. Carl's like, smash the fucking likes. I was like, yeah, I better, innit? Quickly. I'll like myself.
Yeah, big ups everybody. Thank you to everybody who has liked the stream. If you are watching on playback, make sure you are doing so as well. And on top of that, subscribing if you haven't done so already, and turn the notification bell on to know when we do go live or when there is an upload, unless YouTube decides to fuck you sideways. But otherwise, that pretty much wraps up the stream for today. I'm going to enjoy.
You've got him at it now. You've got him at it. Fucking sideways. You've got him at it.
I'm a bad influence, mate. What can I say?
I suggest Fuzzy in future, if you don't want to end up deteriorating like me and him, you put us both on mute from this point onwards. Just be like, yeah. Just.
It's been a great stream. You know, we've had Potty on the stream. We have laughs.
Yeah, see, there you go. I took his advice, Yeti. I took his advice. But yeah, big ups everybody. Thank you to both Yeti. Yeah, I'll be good. Big ups to both Yeti and Wolfgang Division for joining me for this match reaction. It's always a pleasure and always a blast to have you guys on the stream.
About the match, did we really?
A few things here and there, but
no, Martial. If you had to do man of the match quickly, I'd say Martial because even he had one of his better games. Martial got man of the match for me. He created.
To be honest, I'll go with Onana. Pretty much.
3 saves.
If not for Onana's saves, we don't win the game.
Well, there was some amazing saves.
That's true,
from
actually.
Onana.
What he said,
for
yeah.
me-
I'll change my mind. What he said.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, there's a
I'd
few other
actually probably
contenders.
say Garnacho as well because like he silences the crowd,
It's debatable.
which
I
was
think Manu,
to be honest.
Minu's a candidate as well. You know, on the honourable mentions for match man of the match. But
I
yeah,
support Chelsea. You know that, you git. Look at the chat. Don't put it on. No, don't put it on the screen. No. Yeah, fine. Leave it on the Carl's message. Don't go the next one down. No. Like, he's a git. He knows what team I support. I don't know why he's asking an idiotic question.
but yeah, as Carl Rossi has said here,
He's been having a
both
go at
links
you all day,
to,
Wolf, to be fair.
Yeah, he has. At least he ain't said Robo Wolf yet.
but yeah, do be sure to make sure
Thank
you
you, Fuzzy.
subscribe to Long-Haired Yeti and also to Robo Wolf here. He's on the way to 100
Well,
subs
you
here.
did say it.
So
So-
make sure that
You shouldn't have said
do
it.
go
If
show
you
them
didn't want him to
some,
say it, you shouldn't have said it.
Stop giving us some ideas.
I say we blow up the chocolate milk factories in London and really fuck this guy up.
Piss off! Shut up! I'm reading that. Fuck off! Like, I'm actually no.
Does he look
Like,
like Robocop?
Does he look like RoboCop? Like, yeah. No, I love you, Tony, and take care, everyone, and thank you, Fuzzy. Sorry.
But yeah, man. Yeti, what have you? What's coming up soon on your channel?
Absolutely fuck all, because I ain't set anything up yet. But my name is Long-Eared Yeti, and you know what? Drop into my chats. Always real. Have random fucking streams. Might have one later on. We'll see. If
I might
anybody
jump on
wants
that,
to
actually.
jump on.
I might, if I get my dinner done, I'll jump on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have a fucking pizza or whatever. But yeah, if you want to drop on, then drop on. You're always going to get real chat with me. Never going to be any bullshit. Always going to be real. So yeah, Long-Eared Yeti's Cave. Drop in, man. Subscribe, like, and make sure you subscribe and like to Hot Fuzz as well. And make sure you sub-like. Make sure you sub-like. Make sure see, I'm trying to cut corners there. I didn't want to say all of it. Make sure you subscribe and like on fucking Wolfgang Division fucking stream as well. It had some major awesome streams. Yeah, he's a bit of a fake, but you know, he's all right. But yeah, big up, guys. Big up, everybody. Thank you, Fuzz.
Absolute pleasure, Yeti. And you, Wolfgang,
Well,
what's your week looking like?
Well, at the minute, I had a mad stream busy last week, and I start work again this week, so I'm gonna have to start plotting and planning. But on my next day off, which is Wednesday, I intend to have me and Bantz's first show, which will be the Wolf and Bantz football show. Hopefully, if you don't mind, Fuzzy, would you like to come on with Yeti as well, be a guest? Because obviously, I always try and involve these two gentlemen in everything I do because they're my boys and they're absolutely top notch. And I always look to see if I can get them on there. So yeah, watch out for that. I'll put up a post for it tonight, probably before I go to bed on Insta, and hopefully you'll see my two gentlemen friends there.
I'm sure you will. But anyways, that wraps up for tonight. Thank you
Just
very
one
much
more
for
thing.
tuning in.
Just
We're going to just go to end the stream anyway. So what we're going to do?
Just one more thing.
Mute him, Fuzzy. Mute him.
He's muted. There you go. But,
wait, let him say bye though. You gotta let him say bye though.
we'll do. I'll give him the credits to. I'll let him roll the credits basically. But anyways, everybody in chat, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate all the love and support you guys are showing me. Do be sure to also share that love and support to Long-Haired Yeti and also Wolfgang Division. Links are as pinned in the or not pinned comment, but as Carl Rossi's commented there. You've also got it in the stream descriptions down below. Hyperlink is there, so literally just one click and it will take you to their channels. And there you go. But
look how they
everybody,
both treat me.
Everybody, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evenings, whatever it is you plan on doing, and hope you are going to have yourself a fantastic week ahead. Yeti, if you may do the honours.
Bye.